Hey guys, Adam here at The Roof Strategist, and today we are going to talk about how to make killer money selling roofs without hustling. Now, before we jump in, this is going to be a high intensity, high value video that will change how you look at your sales career for the rest of your life. I guarantee it. Now, let's start with a question. How many times have you heard, hey, in order to make good money, you need to hustle. You need to work hard. You need to put in the hours and you need to grind it out. Does that sound familiar? You've heard it, maybe a sales coach have heard it, maybe one of the big players in the industry taught you that this is how you need to approach sales. Well, I'm about to tell you that's absolute BS. And in fact, I'm going to go so far as to say that if you hustle, you're going to hustle your way into earning less money and being worth a lot less as a person. So watch this video all the way through to the end, because I'm going to show you how when you apply these principles and you approach your sales career in this very specific way, it's going to change your work, it's going to change your personal life, your time with family, your hobbies, and everything. Guarantee it, because I made all these mistakes and you're going to learn from them right now. So let's talk about hustling. What is hustling? Hustling is doing what everyone teaches you in sales, to grind it out, work harder, pound more doors, say yes to every opportunity, right? Close the deal, ABC, always be closing. All this is dated sales garbage that was designed and developed in the 70s and 80s in a war room style training systems so companies could profit off of salespeople. It is your job as a salesperson to think about who? You first. You are selling for one specific reason, not because you like the company. And sorry, owners, you need to think of this when you think about presenting the opportunity to any salesperson that works for you, because the only reason that that salesperson, or you, Mr. or Mrs. Salesperson, cares about is your own income. It is not about selling roofs and making people happy. Yes, that is the outcome, and don't get me wrong, I'm absolutely dedicated to developing great relationships with my clients or my customers and making them happy and doing the right thing and building really fun relationships. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's all about the right business opportunity to earn a good living. So the hustle of working hard all the time doesn't work. And I'm going to show you an exact example. My first year selling, I went from $20,000 a year, and that's on average. I was a massage therapist and I was pretty damn broke. Then I found out about this roofing thing. You go knock doors, sell some roofs. I worked a hailstorm, made $140,000 over the next 12 months. Now, if I actually calculate the first tax return, I think it was like 90 grand, and then the rest of those commissions came in after the calendar year. But anyway, 20K to 140K. Guys, this is a lot of money. And to me, it's not as much as it used to be because I started to work smarter. Now, when I was making 20K to 140K, I didn't even know what to do with myself. This was like my life changed overnight. But then I put pen to paper and I realized it wasn't as good as I thought. And I'm about to show you how. All right, so the number one thing in sales is what? Producing revenue. When you produce more revenue, you make more money. What is the best way to produce more revenue? It is to spend your time wisely so you can maximize the profit per job or the volume of sales per week, and to do it over and over and over and stay hyper-focused on selling. So here's how this breaks down. So this time, we're going to use this example. $140,000 income sounds like a lot of money, and it is. But I want to change your thinking, and you're going to see how this comes together as I get out my trusty calculator. So 140 grand. At that time, I was working sun up to sundown, 7 days a week. Guys, that's the hustle, right? 6:30 in the morning till often 9 at night. It might even be more than 70 hours because I was working 15-hour days, Monday through Friday. So it's 15 times 5. So that's 75 hours plus the weekend. So weekend I would work probably 6 hours each day. I was working 87 hours per week. That's hustling. First of all, this is not an enjoyable life. Let me tell you, I was 30 pounds heavier. I drank a whole lot of beer, because that was my stress relief. I didn't have relationships. My relationship with my wife wasn't so great. And, well, actually that's a lie. It's always been great. But I didn't get the time I wanted with her, okay? And that's what's important. So I was hustling 87 hours a week. Now, that dialed back a little bit in the off season. So we're gonna put a number to this. We got 52 weeks in a year. I'm gonna go conservative and drop this down to 70 as an average. So 100 in, whoops, come on, phone, there we go. So if I'm working 52 weeks at 70 hours on average, that's 3,640 hours per year. That's a lot of hours, okay? So that's 3640. Now, I want to divide my income, 140,000, divided by 36, 40. I'm at $38 an hour. Is that going to come into focus? There it is. 38 bucks an hour. That is not great money. Okay? Now, most sales guys, they will drop money on anything and everything. You buy a new car, you buy a new boat, you have a lavish lifestyle because you're making good money. But guess what? What if I challenged you and said, maybe you're not? Maybe you're working for decent money, but just working really hard for it. So why am I throwing this in your face? I'm throwing it in your face to help you open your eyes to what it means to be a profitable salesperson, to be a smart salesperson, and to actually increase your net worth by taking control of your time. $38 an hour, okay? If you were to work full time, that's about $70,000 a year. That is good money, guys. It is, but it is not great money. My point is you're essentially having two full-time jobs working your butt off for $38 an hour. Now, I want you to see this example come to life. 38 bucks an hour, and by the way, that's actually about $65,000 a year in salary. So, you're essentially getting paid the same rate as someone earning $65,000 a year. There's a lot of other jobs you can do that are easier than this to get $65,000 a year. And essentially, at $87 a week, you can have two of them. Go have two full-time jobs, but no one wants to do that. So here's what you want to do. I want you, and if you're in this position, whether you're brand new coming into sales, or maybe you've already been selling roofs and you're trying to get smarter and make more money, take the total hours that you've worked in a year. An average week times 52, and then take your income divided by your total working hours. You will come up with your hourly rate. When you do that, now it is your time to think about how much more you can squeeze out of each hour of every day. And it's not about working faster. It's not about anything other than working smarter and controlling your time. So I want to show you this to see how this can happen and what can change. Now, when I did $140,000 in a year, I didn't know diddly. And I'm going to show you the big time sucks that took me away from producing sales and bringing money into my pocket. First thing was too many trips to a customer. Every job you sell is going to be about 5 trips. You show up to sign the contingency agreement. You show up to meet the adjuster. You show up on production. You show up on to meet the adjuster. You show back up to review the scope. Then you show up on production day. Then you show up after to collect final payment. That's assuming all goes well and is streamlined. That is 5 trips. If that customer is an hour away, you are spending 10 hours of time. 10 hours there and back to your customer. For a $2,000 commission, for example, that is a $20 an hour sale, okay? That is not super great money. It's 20 grand an hour, that's $40,000 a year. Do you want to do that? No, I made that mistake by finding jobs that were an hour away, and then I'd have another one here. And when I tack on traffic from going from this side of town to that side of town, all of a sudden I was burning my time, burning my income. So if I worked smarter and instead of going to 10 different job sites all over creation in traffic, which by the way, my back would kill me sitting in my truck all day, and I brought this down to work smarter and still worked hard. Let's drop this just for fun. If I shaved off 2 hours per trip, just 2 hours, my income is going to amplify. If I shave 3 hours, it goes up even more. I'm going to shave the equivalent of, let's say, 50 hours a week, so I'm dropping 37 hours. That's damn near a full-time job by working smarter. Now, before I share how and why to do that, I want to show you what the numbers happen. Okay, so we were at 30 bucks an hour before. Now we are going to do 52 times 50. It's 2,600 hours, okay? 140,000 divided by 2,600 is $53 an hour. The difference, 53 an hour. Okay, who's the more valuable salesperson? Who's the smarter salesperson? Who's the better salesperson? The one doing 53, not 38. Okay, so the point in bringing this up to you is for you to take control of your schedule like it is the breath that keeps you alive. If you sell a job that is an hour and a half away, you cannot think of it as, but it's $2 grand. It is not $2 grand. It is a $20 job, $20 an hour job. In order for you to work smarter without hustling, you have to use your head. And you have to think about one thing and one thing only. And I'm going to repeat that. You have to think about one thing and one thing only. Time, the clock, your calendar, your schedule. Every minute of your day should be accounted for and applied to the highest value part of your business possible. The clock is all that matters. 12, 3, 6, and 9, how you use every minute of that day. Here are some tips to help you on this way. Number one, take your income, whether you're new in sales and just starting, whatever your income was before, and your hourly rate, okay? Excuse me. Let's say you made 40 grand in a year and you worked 40 hours a week, 40 times 52, just say 2,000, you're gonna find out that your hourly rate's about 20 bucks an hour. If you're seasoned in sales, do the same thing. How many hours a week on average did you work times 52? Take your total income divided by that amount. You're gonna leave with your hourly rate. So how to increase your hourly rate. Tip number one is sell jobs close together. Proximity, okay? Proximity. Sell jobs close together. If you have to drive from this job site to that job site, it is a nightmare. Schedule your day based on drive time. Drive time is a massive, massive suck, okay? This here not only chews up vehicle miles, I was putting 30 to 50,000 miles a year on my truck because I was all over freaking creation. Cut down on drive time, plan your day around the shortest route, okay? Plan day on shortest route, on shortest, okay? That will change everything. Then what you're gonna do is start using your time wisely. Guys, what is the best time for you to be selling? Best time, okay? The best time to be selling is right here, 3 to 7 p.m. This is selling time. Nothing should be done in your business other than getting out and meeting with homeowners during this time. Yes, if you're in a retiree area, that might be in the morning. My point is this, during this time, blinders on. That's all you do. Paperwork. When do you want to do paperwork? This is AM time now, right? But paperwork I want to do in the morning hours. So let's say between 7 and 10 a.m. This is paperwork. And this is AM, okay? You're going to do your paperwork in the morning. You're going to do those activities that are required for you to produce those jobs the best you can, to stay organized, to get your scopes in, your supplements in, whatever it is, your estimates, any paperwork that your company is going to need, you're going to do in this time. When you focus your highest value activities, which is meeting with homeowners, getting contingency agreements signed, and meeting with adjusters during the most profitable times of the day, your income rate will skyrocket. So what is the takeaway of this? Look at your schedule. Find the weak spots. If you are finding that you have an appointment here and then an appointment across town, do everything in your power to keep them tight. 2, sell jobs in close proximity. And 3, plan your day around around reducing your driving time. Driving from the supply house to this customer, back to the supply house to that customer burns time. Every little bit counts. If you can hyper focus and say, hey, I got to go to ABC Supply, or I got to go to whatever supply house you use, do it in a way that will help you run that trip for someone else. If you have to drop off a sample board, don't just drop the sample board off at someone's house and leave. Go knock some doors. If you're showing up for production, hit all the doors in the neighborhood. Remember, there is a countdown going on your day every day that is dictating how much money goes in your pocket. Think of this. That sample I showed you with 140,000 of income and I was working 80 some hours a week. Imagine if I worked that same 87 hours a week, but I was smarter with the time I used in there. That income would skyrocket. It would probably go up to about 180, maybe even $200,000 if I knew then what I know now. So here's your key takeaway. Every minute of every day, you are going to account for. And that way you can make time for family. You can make time to go fishing. You can make time to go hunting and hang out with your friends. This is what makes this job fun, is to provide opportunity. And if you're hustling, you will not have an opportunity that's fulfilling for you to live. So here's what to do next. Pass this video along to any salesperson that you know. I don't care if they're in the roofing industry. I want them to see what's inside, because this is the golden ticket to transform the lives of a salesperson. Number 2, click like and subscribe if you haven't already, and drop those comments. I respond to all of them as fast as I can. Number 3, if you haven't done so yet, take a look at my Roofing Sales Accelerator Marketing Pack. Inside is an income and goal planning spreadsheet to help you take your time management and turn it into an action plan to make sales. Take a look at the link below, see the links in the description, and I will see you on the next video.